Well, I had parked this little Caterpillar D3 back here behind my big pond levee about 3 years ago. I don't run this tractor very much. Um, I bet you I've never run it over 100 hours a year, probably more like 20 hours a year. In the last few years, I haven't run it any at all, but I had some trees that had gotten down behind this big pond levee. And when I cranked the cat up, the tracks had kind of got some kinks in it from just sitting there in the soil. And so it made it really rough, and it actually blew out my tightening cylinder on the right hand side. So I was back here behind this pond levee about 3 years ago pushing those trees off, and I lost the track on the right side. I got my buddy to come over with his dozer and drag me up to this high ground. I broke the track loose, and basically it's been sitting there doing nothing with the track laying in the dirt for about 3 years. So we were over on one of our places recently, and I was looking at some of my roads around my place, and tree limbs and trash had kind of grown up on it. And I realized, you know what, I need to get my dozer back going because I don't need it very often, but it sure is handy when you do need it. So this tractor, like I say, had been sitting here about 3 years. I used to always park the dozer under a shed or at least park it on some Cristo timber so the tracks itself wouldn't be down in the dirt. Well, you know, sometimes we neglect to do what we're supposed to do. So my wife really didn't think this thing was going to crank. And so I said, you know, I think it will crank. Of course, the battery was dead, so I had to come back early with the generator and put the battery charger on there and went back, uh, well, Saturday, and it was hot. And it cranked right up, which she was surprised. And so I took some burnt motor oil, and actually I've been doing this for the last probably 6 months. She just didn't realize it. I was going back there and just pouring burnt motor oil on those tracks, and the track that was broken half laying on the ground. So it cranked right up. I checked all, just checked everything, the fluids and everything. And so I slowly started working this tractor back and forth, back and forth. I brought my front end loader down here because I knew I would have to lift that track up and wrap it over the top and hook it back together. As I was kind of getting everything ready, I grabbed my Milwaukee impact wrench, got a 1/2 inch impact wrench, and got all my tools down here. I noticed I was missing the pad. The master link on this thing comes with a pad. You undo the 4 bolts that basically go through the pad, and it's called a master link. This thing locks together, so you don't have to drive a pin out. Just 4 bolts hold the master chain together on this thing. So anyway, you can see it's all over that track laying in the dirt. So again, continually pouring oil on it as I turn it and move it. So we go ahead and we just keep working with it, and you'll eventually see I'm going to try to get this track put back together.
So he said that he wasn't going to do this before. He used to always keep it on boards, the track. But then he got to working with it. He left it over here when something happened, and he said he's not going to do that again because that causes something with the track to leave it on the ground. I think just slip or come off. But he said he will not be doing that again. The dozer, I mean, it just cranked right up. I was shocked. You see that wheel is not turning back there. But I don't know anything. Maybe it's not supposed to be. I have to tell him. Well, oh, there it goes. Now it's moving, but didn't move forward. Spinning. Joe. Watch. See, it's not moving at all. It does not move. Watch, it'll move now. Now when you go forward, it will not. Well, it's turning now. It's probably, I didn't know what it was supposed to be doing. No, he's got it, now it's turning. All I had to do was say something. This thing is probably old as Methuselah. I don't know how old it is. It was pretty old. It works.
She did not realize I was holding my right side brake, and that's why it wasn't pulling, because I had to be real careful not to run it off the track. If you would, the track chain, So I was kind of toggling on and off the brake a little bit. That's why the sprocket would turn and wouldn't turn. So I was just kind of working it back and forth as such. All right, I got it almost in place, but I couldn't quite pull that top link down enough to get the bolt started. So I took my little UTV here and backed it up. It has a little 3,500 pound winch on it. So I hooked it, I backed it up, and I put enough pressure on it so that I could get the bolt started. Again, you see I'm missing one pad. Pad's probably in my tool trailer, probably somewhere around here, and I'm going to eventually find it. But anyway, I kept tightening up that cord, that winch cable, until finally I was able to get up there, and you'll see in just a minute. By doing this, I was able to get up there and get the bolt started. And once I did that, then the track, was back onto the sprockets and the rollers, so I was secure. So that worked pretty well. All right, well, I've got it tight, and I'm going to disconnect the winch and roll it back in. And then this thing is almost out of diesel, so I'm supposed to head out over to the diesel pump and get some diesel in it. And it was a pretty good ways from my shop, but I just had my wife follow me as I went around the pond lake and headed up to the shop. Once I get over there, I'll fuel it up, and I've got just a little dirt I'm going to push around with it. Really, I feel like a couple of mechanics told me if I'll just drive it, just keep pushing with it, those tracks may go ahead and free up. I have no idea what they're going to do. I sure hope they free up. If not, I've got a buddy with a set of pretty new tracks. I told him I'd buy those from him if we can't get this thing straightened out pretty quickly. But I'm going to ease over here and piddle with it a little bit. I'll continue to soak it in oil. Like I said, I'll work it lightly until I get the kinks worked out, or either I'm going to get me some new rails for it, because the dozer is too good to let go to the wayside. It runs good, shifts good, doesn't run hot. I've got one hydraulic hose. I noticed it was leaking. I will go ahead and repair that lately, but I had a pile of just some dirt and stumps that it was piled up when I cleared this area over here. A little more room when I put my stagger and handling logs when I'm milling stuff. So, but the little tractor, man, that little motor sounds good on it. It's just humming, working great. But again, I'm going to keep working it kind of slowly and hopefully break these tracks loose. And then I've got a pretty good bit of road work to do with it. Just cleaning brush and trash around some of my roads that I don't use very often. But I've got some pine timber down the road that probably this spring I want to burn. It's probably about 12 years old, so it's time to go ahead and burn underneath to clean it up. And guys, I will not burn unless everything is very safe, good roads, either plowed. Fire, I respect it a whole lot because it can get away from you. But as you can see, the little tractor is doing good. Just a little bumpy though with those kinks in the rails. But we'll keep doing this a little bit at a time. Again, first I've got to fix the hydraulic hose leak, and I may go ahead and change the oil. Just the oil's still clear, but just for the fact it's been sitting back there so long. I believe in maintenance. I believe in oil changes. That's just cheap, cheap, cheap there. Well, as you can see, it's doing good. Um, like I say, it shifts good, pulls good, motor's good. Just got some kinks in those tracks. I'll continue to operate and hopefully work out. And again, I've got that one hydraulic hose that I see is dripping, but I'll get it fixed. I'll pull it off probably tomorrow, carry it uptown, get a replacement hose for it, and I'll continue to put a little oil on. Hopefully, I can work this thing loose. If anybody out there has any suggestions on how to free these kinks up on these tracks, please let me know. Thank you.
Now the track would be in your tool trailer maybe, if nothing else, because it's not on the ground over there. Huh?
I'll post some more videos later of our progress and me working the tractor.